You already know that NEO on Friday finished the day trading down 10%, which of course made some of the new investors to panic, thinking that there's something wrong that NEO did. I mean, some people came and asked me, what's wrong? What did NEO do on Friday? And honestly, straight answer, there's nothing that NEO did wrong. But rather, Trump and China happened, right? The tensions between China and Trump, I think it appears that they might be escalating, and that is what led into the markets to crash the way we saw on Friday, including our very own NEO. Even though on NEO you cannot really understand why NEO dropped like that, because number one, NEO is not even selling any products in the US. They are not selling any cars in the US. They are not selling any lifestyle products in the US. But yet, because of the potential 100% tariffs that China could be getting from Trump, the market decided to punish NEO. Which on this video I thought it's important to come and also highlight this, to say that look, what we saw on Friday, it has nothing to do with NEO, but it has got everything to do between China and the US relations, right? It's just that NEO, the shorts have been wanting to get an opportunity to short this stock, and they've not been winning. And right now they are trying to manipulate retail investors for them to let go of NEO, because right now they are all bringing NEO down in the name of the trade relations or the trade tensions that it looks that they might escalate between the US and China. But again, NEO, we know very well that they are not very much, even production side, not very much dependent onto the US. I mean, NEO models right now, they are using autonomous driving chips that they are developing themselves. Previously, they were using NVIDIA chips, which I suppose it would make sense, because the restrictions and all that, the tariffs, would mean that the chips that they buy from NVIDIA, they will buy them quite higher, at a quite high amount or expensive rate, compared to the rate that of course they were buying before the tariffs increased, right? But now NEO, you will know that for all of their new models, they are using in-house developed chip. But Onvo, I understand that they are still using NVIDIA chips, right? Onvo, it is the only sub-brand that is using NVIDIA chips, and therefore the impact might, even though it might be there, it might not be that much, because Firefly, it's getting their chips on local Chinese chips producers. NEO, main brand, they are using their own chips. And these, again, what we are seeing, the tensions are the ones that make NEO ending up producing their own chips, or mass producing their own chips. And the NEO CEO has already said that even for the Onvo sub-brand, they want to make or mass produce their own chips. I just don't know how far they are with that, but they want to see themselves making their own chips, which is something that is very good, because that will make them, or that will make NEO hedge completely against any kind of chip restriction that comes from the US. I just don't know if they found an alternative supply. I don't know about that, but I think they can find a supplier locally. Huawei is one of them companies that is supplying autonomous driving chips with, I think, 650 computing power, which I think Onvo can use that as an alternative over and above using NVIDIA. I mean, cars like Leodo, for almost all of their models, they're still using NVIDIA chips. And with this kind of heat, or with this kind of tensions, we know that it might have a big impact onto Leodo, because now the amount of money they are buying those chips from NVIDIA might be way more than the amount that they were buying those chips from. But like I said, the good thing is that there are so many alternatives in China. In fact, to show or prove that, it's the statement that the Chinese government themselves made, I think 2 weeks ago, urging all tech companies to stop buying chips from NVIDIA, and rather focus or go and buy chips from local tech companies, which that shows you how far China is when it comes to making their own chips, when it comes to chip development and AI technology. I mean, 2-3 days ago, I did a video where the Nvidia CEO was also mentioning something very powerful, to say that, look, when it comes to AI application, China is ahead, right? And he said it is because the Chinese consumers can easily, or China is more open to the AI application, and in the US there are still some restrictions. And there were some things that on AI technology, he gave some points to China in as much as he gave some point to the US. But he said on application, AI application, it's very important. And with this one, the AI application, which according to him is the common denominator, China is ahead, which is very, very something that the US must really listen. They must listen and really support their companies and not come with these restrictions from time to time, that to try to stop the China's growth or China's technological growth, because it's not possible anymore. From where China is at right now, they can do almost anything themselves. They are building chips that are similar to those of Nvidia. They are building technologies that are similar to those of the US open AI platforms, right? This is the new era, and the times that, of course, at the time that I don't think I'm really even scared to see NIO stock price going down, because I know it has got nothing to do with the company. That 10% we saw on Friday, it had nothing to do with the NIO stock, but it had everything to do with the shorts trying to pull down on NIO, or trying to use that to pull down NIO. The tensions between China and the US, that seems to be escalating, that to pull down NIO. And me, I'm not moved. In fact, I'm going to take the low trading price as an opportunity to scoop or load the boat. Early next week, I'll be loading, and I'm looking forward to that. And looking at where NIO is headed, who can just ignore what is happening and not want to load the boat? I don't think anyone can want to see or do that. I don't think anyone who's been onto the NIO stock will leave the current share price and not load the boat, right? But of course, these are just my opinions. I mean, the quarter that we are in right now, NIO is expected to sell 150,000 cars. The quarter that we are in right now, NIO is expected to hit profitability. Next year, NIO is expected to launch a technology that will cater for all of their sub-brands, which is the 5th generation battery swapping station. This is an after-sale service that gives you an option from rather spending less than 3 minutes on a swapping station than spending 30, 40, 45 minutes on a swapping station than on a charging station, which is absolutely great. But anyways, me, I don't want to waste a lot of your time. I just thought I'd quickly come and give you this update. Tell me what you think about this. Blue sky is coming, man. Long term will win, and those that are persevering throughout the headwinds of the share price will be rewarded with time. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It takes me some time to make videos like this. I'll see you on the next one. That is all from me, and God bless you all.